So I know I've been working on this car throughout the whole lockdown and this pandemic, and I've been obviously doing what I've been doing, but don't feel like I haven't been affected by this whole situation. It has actually taken a lot from me in a sense, but I try to do my best to keep this going, just to give you guys some information as to what I'm doing, how to look out for problems on these Golfs, for example, and if you need to put a sound system where what kind of things I've done that may help you in some sort of way. And it financially has taken a big toll on me. I mean, the car technically would have been finished from probably around about July or August time. The whole thing would have been finished, but because everything consisted to keep going on, and we've all been in lockdown longer than I've expected to, it's put a halt on a lot of stuff. So where I am now, I'm kind of at a bit of a brick wall. So I had like my Alderson to put in, the speakers in the doors, all of these things have now been put on hold. So I can't really do much at the minute. I just hope that everything does go back to normal soon. If anything changes, like I can't continue with the project or anything, I'll let you guys know. But yeah, for now, it's just a waiting game. Yeah, so this is just falling off my car from base. I've just managed to pull this out. I've been trying to get this thing out for donks. It just would not come out. But the base has done me a favour and pulled it off. So that's the first part. The question is, can I get this back on? There's a lot of weight to this rear view mirror. A lot of weight. So I just want to talk about the damage in this car with my subwoofer. So that's what this video is about today. So I'm going to explain to you the things that big massive subwoofer that's in my boot, the Sundown, has actually done to this car in a Mark 7 Golf. What to look out for with damage from bass. So there's a number of things that get damaged. I mean, the typicals in your car, like all your trim and stuff, they get a little bit loose, but nothing major. There's still some things that haven't happened to this car that happened to my last white Golf, and I want to show you all of the things. I want to show you all the things that are actually affected at the moment. So let's start with number one. Is this mirror. This mirror, I don't know how to explain it, but it's put it this way, it's been ripped off a couple times. As in, there's a plastic bit that was between here, which I've removed, but I actually couldn't get it out originally. I didn't actually know this came off. The base soon found out how that came off. It literally twisted the mirror clean off from the base, just pure base. I think I would have shown that footage at the beginning when it was hanging, but I actually didn't manage to figure out how it came off. But I know now how to put it back on. It twists on, so I'm guessing it would just twist off. I have no idea. Maybe you got to push it, who knows. I don't know, but all I know is that mirror was taken off by base. I actually wanted it off anyway, but that's not the way I wanted it off. The next thing, which has been an issue, it has been this. So this is where you normally put your sunglasses. Can't really see it too well. So that's where you put your sunglasses. Yeah, I took this off because on my last one it broke the clips that are here. These clips, they got broken. So that was on my last car, so I thought on this one I'll take them off and then they can't get broken. What else is there? This is now loose, which happened on my last one, but on my last one this plastic came away, so it's sort of loose. But on this one instead, the whole ceiling has started flexing. So you can see that, look. So there's some clips behind this trim up top, and I don't know what they go into. Something in the roof, some sort. However they go in, but the base has literally ripped my lining away from the car. And on that same side note, because I'm not sure how it's done it, but the windscreen flexes like quite a lot. I mean, a lot. We're talking like probably what, half an inch, 3/4 of an inch up and down. So that's another problem that I've had from running that much bass in the car. So eventually I will retire that sub from this car and probably just run maybe a small 10 or something, because that's, in fairness, no more than about 1,000 watts and a 10-inch sub I personally would put in this car naturally, because they just can't take the bass. They're not physically built very well compared to the Mark IV range, so they're not going to be able to cope with that vibration. I just want to point out this car is partially deadened, so it's partially sound deadened in key areas, but not everywhere. So I personally don't think sound deadening would help all of this damage. One thing I have looked at getting is an aftermarket mirror. So instead of having this, because it actually weighs a lot, just actually taking this one completely off, because I don't use the rear tinting thing, which is this button here. It's meant to tint your rear view mirror or something, I'm not sure, but I don't use it. So I was tempted to just put like a little few quids rear view mirror up here on the side, take this one off, because I just don't need it, you know, in that respect. I don't need the original one. It just weighs too much. The more weight there is, the more the base can use it to destroy itself, in a sense. So that's one thing. The next thing is my dash cam. So I've taken it down now, but that housing is pretty much broken as well, just from pure base. What else has been damaged? Oh, I'll tell you something else that will eventually happen that hasn't happened. So these levers, there's no play in them, but I tell you now, that base in my white Golf, even though it was less power than what I've got in here, there were 212s, they completely destroyed my handles. They were all flapping. They still worked, but they just felt like they'd been on the car for like 1,000 years. That's basically how they felt after pumping the sound in my white one. But my white one, as I said, was only partially deadened. I don't know, my white one wasn't deadened at all. This one's partially deadened. So I don't know if that's had any effect on it, or different frequency tuning on the sub. Who knows? But it's, again, something to watch out for. And I think for now, it's pretty... Oh, the next thing's headlights. So on this, I've got the adaptive headlights. So as you can see down here, I have the adaptive headlights with the auto on it. If you run bass hard in your car, the automatic head adjustment vibrates like mad, and it keeps trying to stop itself from vibrating because it's able to detect the movement. So it's trying to counteract the vibration by obviously adjusting itself. And I've overheated the lights before on this car, so I left my lights on pumping bass, and it actually overheated and came up on the dash saying that the headlights had some sort of malfunction. Trust me, they just overheated. I gave it 20 minutes and the fault went and my headlights were working normally again. When they overheat, it just flopped. It was just the headlights weren't where they're supposed to be. They wouldn't pick up. It's like the motor in it, or however it adjusts, just didn't want to respond. So if you're running high bass in your car, turn your headlights off. You just off. And that means at night time you shouldn't be running crazy bass, because you just ruin your car. The other thing that broke were my cornering lights. So the filament in the light got destroyed by the bass from just pure vibration. And again, that's why I say these cars just aren't built for it. Don't get me wrong, it's been a nice challenge to do it, but I think, as I said to you, by the end of the year, as long as we have some car shows and stuff, it will be out of this car. Definitely, 100%. There is no question about it. It's been done now. I'll tell you what I will leave in the car though, because I personally don't want to get rid of the car. If and when I get my door speakers in this car, they'll be staying in this car. They won't be coming out. So I'll have 4 speakers running along the side of the door, and they will be staying in this car. So I mean, the mids don't really do any damage. I mean, they'll kill your ears if you put them too loud, but they'll be staying in this car. I'll have bass in it, but just nowhere near as intense. Just something small, because these cars actually, to be fair, hold bass quite well. They won't let the bass come out of the car very well. So if someone stood outside your car, they'll hear the bass, but it won't be as intense as in the car. It keeps everything in the car. I noticed that with the white Golf as well. So even if it's not deadened, it keeps everything contained. So I mean, it's a good thing, but for some people that want to be loud and be an absolute pain to society, it's probably a downer, I guess. But the mids, they plough through this car. They literally miles away, people can hear me. So the mids, in terms of that higher frequency, this car just lets it all out. And I think that's pretty much it. I've not seen any more damage from bass. That's it. That's all of the problems that I've had so far. But yeah, I will speak to you soon, and just remember, putting bass in a Golf Mark 7, no more than 1,000 watts. The charge system in this car can take 1,500 watts, but I personally wouldn't put any more than 1,000 watts of bass. Get the switch on from the ceiling, shake it.
West Coast motherfucker. George Bush, George Clinton, Bill Clinton, Chris Farley,